Okay, so good evening everybody. Thank you so much for coming. It's a bit of a blustery English kind of day today, isn't it, with the weather and the grey sky, so I'm feeling very at home. Despite the fact that my other home is very much Pune, so been here for 13 years, a charter member of TiE as well. I'm really delighted to have Sonia with us this evening. I've been trying to get hold of this amazing woman for so long because so many people have said, how on earth did this platform in Pune on Facebook, how did this group go from like 0 to more than 2.5 lakh women in the space of 3 to 4 years? And that's what this woman has done. So I think big So, Sonia, I'm going to start with the most basic question. Actually, before I start with the basic questions about PULA, do you want to just tell us something about yourself? Where did you grow up? We have the pillar here as well. We have behind, you know, they always say behind every successful man is a woman. In this case, behind every successful woman is also a successful man because he's got an amazing career with Tech Mahindra as well. So Satish, welcome. Hello. Thank you for being here. And he deserves a round of applause for being there. So maybe you can just tell us a little bit about where you grew up, what you were doing before PULA came along, and then we can go.
Sure. Thank you, Vandana. Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure being here and especially seeing an audience more of men, because I've always spoken in an audience where there are more women. So I'm very excited to be here and share what I've done. To start with, I'm born and raised in Pune. Being 27 years in Pune, and then we moved to Bombay for 5 years because Satish had a job change, and then again we came back to Pune. So I think that's how I've been in with city, and I'm glad that we came back to Pune so I could form PULA and not Mula. Like the Mumbai ladies hota, so I don't like the name Mula. So I've done my mass communication and journalism from the Pune University, and then I also, when I was on my maternity break, I've always been working and I didn't want to sit at home, so I thought, how can I work? Because we decided as parents that we didn't want to put our kid in a daycare, and our parents were a little away from our house where they couldn't take, and my parents are old, so they couldn't take care of my kids, our kid. I have one kid. So I decided I'll pursue a bachelor in education and then become a teacher so I can go to school with her and come back. That's the easiest job that I could do, managing the kid, home, everything. And while I was teaching just a year, and PULA was born. So I was managing school and PULA both for another 2nd year. And then the 2nd anniversary of PULA, in fact Satish was pestering me that, I think people in Pune have found a perfect platform, and you are, wo masiha kehte hain na, like, somebody can be rest assured that you are their guidance kind of. So leave your job, it's okay as it is, you're just doing it for, so that your time is killed. But then I think you can turn your passion entirely into giving time to all the women of Pune and take care of them and help them grow. So I took 3 months to finally make the decision, okay, I need to quit my job. And finally, it's just been helping people of Pune and taking it ahead. So now I'm full-time just managing PULA.
Wow. Okay. So let's go back to, so we know that you were working and you set up PULA. Where did you get the idea to set up PULA? Why did you think there was a need? So as entrepreneurs, one of the first things is, how do we spot that opportunity? So how did you spot that opportunity?
This idea that came to me about using a Facebook group to connect with a larger mass of women in Pune, it definitely did not come to me as an entrepreneur, because that time I never ever thought that I will myself become an entrepreneur while guiding a lot of women to become entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So that came at a very later stage. I just started the journey because when I was in my maternity break, I was a part of a lot of Facebook groups, and I actually saw the power of a Facebook group that could make your city closer, could help people, could support them. And I had decided, because I had done a research also, that Pune did not have any such group. It had weight loss groups, it had food groups, it had such kind of topics, but not a group which could support women of any walk of life.
And that was your aim?
Yeah, so I was very clear. That's how I realized that, okay, so it's a time where I need to make a group which is absolutely a support group, and it helps women in whatever need she is, and the objective was very clear. But then as time passed, there were a lot of demands that rise, and then that's how we started growing.
So putting it into entrepreneur speak, you felt that there was a need for a group where women could just talk about anything and get an answer.
Yes. So there were a few objectives, of course, that I was clear with. One, break the culture of silence, because I wanted to give a platform to women where they could just talk about anything under the sun, seek help, seek support. It's sad to say that even in today's world where we talk about the 21st century, there are women who are going through physical abuse, domestic violence, unable to conceive, not getting a job, etc. So at that moment, they are even scared at times to talk, seek help from their friends. So that's where even we come in the picture and we support them. And there are like very sensitive topics, and they don't know where to go. There is a mother who has like a 19-20-year-old young boy, and she doesn't know what career the boy can take into. So these are like very simple examples that I'm giving, where everything and anything can be discussed in this group.
Yeah, and if you think about it, if there wasn't a group like this, it'd be like, where do I go? And so this is the first port of call.
Exactly. And also 2015, when the group started, I had noticed that a lot of online selling was coming into the picture. So people who were into smaller businesses, instead of putting up stalls in exhibition or owning a store where they had to do high-end investments, they could directly promote and sell without any investments. So that was one of where again I just drew a graph and I understood as how can a platform support an entrepreneur to get connected with a larger audience.
So when you were conceiving the idea of PULA, did you at that time think about that side as well? Or,
yes.
So there were two things that you thought about. One is, let's have a platform that women can ask anything, and the other is, integrated with that platform, can we give them an opportunity to sell?
So along with empowering women, it's also supporting women entrepreneurs.
Right.
So it's basically more of a support group.
So that's it. So that's the key thing that you say about PULA. It is a support group, and you're very clear that it's a support group. Okay. So how did you go about getting first people to sign up?
So of course, Facebook is free, the platform. I'm going to say anybody can join any WhatsApp group, any Facebook group as such. What is more important is people realizing the value of that group.
Okay.
And it's very important to set guidelines. What different we did, I always say making a Facebook group is nothing innovative that I did. It's absolutely common. There are 60 million admins across the world today of Facebook.
60 million admins, 60 million groups. Yeah.
So it's nothing very new, it's not innovative, but what we did different was we set guidelines, we set rules on our group, because today any of us, we enter a WhatsApp group, you'll see somebody sending a good morning message, somebody sending a video, then somebody saying some forwards, and you lose your interest and you want to exit that group.
Yeah.
But then when you have certain guidelines, like on Facebook, we had guidelines that you can only promote on Wednesdays and Sundays. We had certain topics that people had to discuss, and that's how people realize the value of the group. That okay, it's not just any random group. It's been monitored by a set of team, and every post was given importance. So my base members were the people who actually got more people to sign in.
So the idea was, so you went out. So you started with just friends.
As I said, I'm born and raised in Pune. I had 300 members the first day who I knew who are from Pune.
Wow.
So
right.
I
So
think those 300 are my gems actually who rolled it out, and then they added more, and they added and they added. And honestly, I still feel numbers is not important to us. I always say this, that quality, while it's the quality which gets you the quantity.
Yeah.
So today also, if we talk that PULA is touching 2 lakh members, I think the filtration process for us is so high. If we have 1,000 members in our inbox, only 200 or 250 are approved.
Oh wow.
In fact, yesterday itself in my approval team, they always update the numbers. We have a team, so we have a set of women who absolutely dedicate time, just like all of you all, like you all are doing for TiE, with no other expectations. That's how even we have a team of people who give their time and dedicate to help women grow. So she scanned around 1,653 profiles and she accepted only 73 profiles. And I was like, why did you do that? She said, you only guided us, not to accept anything. So that's how the filtration takes place. For us, quality is very important. And when again these members saw that there were no random profiles, no male profiles, no fake profiles, that's how people really trusting in a platform.
Right.
So they wanted to add their friends, families, and then that's.
So it started with this group of 300 that they were really, comfortable with the guidelines that you put up, and you were quite strict with those guidelines. And so they encouraged their friends, families to join, who then encouraged more to join. But one of the key things is this filtration process. So having a team that actually follows guidelines. How do you do it? I mean, you said 16 people who work with you, 15 people. So how do you monitor that they are following the guidelines?
The team is following? Or
Yeah,
the members?
first of all, that the team is, and then the members.
So of course the team is trained. Like we have a separate team who does only the filtration and approvals.
Okay.
We have a separate team who manages the page, the bazaar, and etc. We have a team who manages the offline events, and so everybody's trained and they've assigned a task.
Right.
So when you don't assign tasks to your team members, that is a time when you face a problem as what are they doing.
Yeah.
But when a task is already assigned, like in all MNCs, like everybody has their role to play.
Yeah.
Similarly here, everybody's playing their role.
Yeah.
And they know what to do and what not to do. We are absolutely strict on our guidelines. I mean to say, if nobody can promote apart from Wednesday and Sunday, even Sonia's mother cannot do it. As strict as that. So I think that is what people respected. That's what they liked.
Right.
That there's absolutely fair and open policy where nobody is giving, nobody's getting favorism as such. So I think that's what helped people, and I think you just set something that you set guidelines and people were very comfortable with it. No.
Okay.
So this is my experience that when you want to do something innovative and different, it takes time to seep in your concept in theirs. It's not easy. Like today you say, hello, follow this rule. They're like, who are you to make rules? But then you need to make them understand that these rules are made for your betterment. These rules are made so that it's a fair policy for everybody. Like today, an entrepreneur can post pictures on Wednesday and Sunday and they can only post 15 pictures. So that's like being fair. Otherwise, somebody's posting 200 and somebody's posting 2.
Yeah.
So I think that's how you need to drive those factors, because when you are clear with your concepts and you portray, put it up to your members, it takes time. But when they see the results, they are happy with it.
Right. Okay. So you didn't use any, everyone talks about Facebook algorithms and, tweaking. You didn't do any of that?
Not really. But then maybe in the first month, maybe we put up posts to just, promoting the group. That's because it's a new group,
Yes.
It's just born.
Yeah.
So letting people know that, okay, so this is like open, people don't know who to add. So you have to say that, okay, add only females, add only people who've been connected with Pune. People think, okay, is it paid service, is it what? So you have to, put some clarity. So that's the time when we promoted people to add members as such.
Yeah.
And Facebook, of course, gives us a dashboard where we get to know as, we have a woman in what age group, they stay in which city. So we have a lot of data. We also have that which day, what hour were the highest engagement. So there are a lot of data that Facebook also provides, which helps us to work better.
So let's talk a little bit about that, because I know that you have certain things that happen. So do you want to explain a little bit about Monday to Sunday, how it works on PULA? Because I think it'd be useful for the men.
Yeah, so
Actually, out of the women, how many of you are members of PULA? Can you just look at that? Almost every single woman in here is a member of PULA, right? So
basically, as I said, that to build the interest of our members, we had to, day one, it was absolutely clear since the day I formed this group. It was very clear that we're going to segregate the days so that randomly nobody puts up anything. Mondays is absolutely about PULA parenting, matrimony, jobs, and we have the Writers Club. Very proudly, I say there are 4 pairs that's happened because of the PULA matrimony without any kind of site involvement. people put up like, okay, I'm 28 years old, I do this etc. If you need, they put up their picture, or that Kundli or something as such. People see, they will connect personally, and they take it up, family meets, and the Rishta's gone ahead. So we've had such 4 connects, they've married and settled peacefully. So one of our objective is to help women of Pune be financially independent. So that's how we also gave this PULA job. So, like jobs available and somebody who's seeking a job, both ways. So we also approach a lot of companies where people who work in the recruitment department, so they can also put up posts on our group. That's how instead of getting a middleman of a consultancy, yeah. So that's how we can directly open jobs on PULA, and on so many get jobs via PULA. Their husband, we've seen posts where they say the company is shut down, or my husband is quit, etc. We are really in need of a job. Can you support us, and etc. And there have been people who mail them, okay, drop me a mail, drop me the resume on this ID, and that's how we take it ahead. So a lot of good connections have taken place. About the Writers Club, that's again another birth that we've given, because we saw that we gave birth to a lot of writers. Everybody has a skill. Maybe some have a flair of writing. They love writing stories, poems, but they don't know where to publish them. Correct? Today, they don't have that platform where a lot of audience will read it. So they used to put it up on PULA. Now, when they post the stories or the poems in PULA, it's a Facebook group is like a bucket. Like whatever you pour in, it just goes down. The visibility or the timeline is very less. So what we came up with, PULA has a website also. So we thought, why not give them the space on our website, absolutely with no charge? Just because we are giving them that space where again they can share the links on WhatsApp, Facebook, any groups, and they have storage here, they have series. So now we have around 325 writers on that platform.
That's amazing.
So that's how things where we understood the demand of what's needed, and we built something.
So going back, sorry, I lost my train of thought.
Monday,
Going
Tuesday,
back
Wednesday.
Sorry? Yeah, so we were doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
So Monday was about all this, Tuesday is about cooking, recipes, as simple as that. And our women love clicking pictures when they're cooking, and they put up an entire pictorial recipe. And a lot of people just, even if you're a silent reader, you read and you learn something. So we call it as a book of knowledge, where, even if you are not active on the group, and if you silently read, you get to learn a lot. Wednesday and Sundays is the PULA Bazaar, where again today we have 4,453 registered sellers.
So 4,400
and 53 registered sellers.
These are women who have set up their own small business from home, leading up to bigger businesses, and they are selling to each other, right? Or selling to
that's
that.
On Wednesdays and Sundays.
Right.
Thursdays about Gyani Guruvar. So we all are expert. We all have knowledge in some or the other domain. So today, if Sir is from IT and he wants to share as how easily can you maybe make a website or some tips or something, to maintain your page, etc. Or somebody is into like somebody's a gynac and she wants to share knowledge about PCOS, PCOD, or about not conceiving. So what steps can be taken, etc. So we have a lot of people of different such domains, and they put up posts about knowledge on those days. We also have a hashtag called as Share to Inspire. A lot of people have super inspirational stories which can help people come out of their depressions and when they are not totally upset as what to do ahead in life. So that's also another hashtag we use. Fridays is the review day. So a lot of people buy stuff on PULA. So when they've bought something and they've liked the service or the product, they can review. If they disliked it, they can still review. Even like you go to a restaurant and you've had some food and you want to let the world know, okay, this is a new place, this dish was nice, so you can review them. So we have absolutely a feedback platform, which is Fridays. Saturdays is a Saturday swag. We all like to stay trendy and what's in about clothing or just a lifestyle, home decor, etc. And we have travel diaries. So if somebody's traveled and made their own trip, so how in an economical way, which cities can you visit, what you should do. So if you see, every topic is related to their life.
And to women, right? So how did you decide on these and these days? Like, so you talked about Facebook giving you a dashboard which helped you see things. So how did you look for trends and how did you decide?
Few topics were decided the first day, and few topics definitely when we saw the dashboard and we saw, okay, the top 10 posts which have come up
Right.
are of a certain topic.
Yeah.
So that's how we, then decided, okay, these topics are the demand of our members and they want to, post more about it. So that's how we started including that. One of the main things, in fact, which I've not spoken about, which PULA is very famous for, is its anonymous post.
Yeah.
So anonymous post is something where the person who's going through that issue is not known and she's not comfortable sharing her name on the platform because she may have a relatives, friends who may judge you. Though we look towards it in such a way that we absolutely create a platform which is non-judgmental. Nobody can troll anybody, nobody can say anything, and if they do, we have again our guidelines as we remove them, etc. So we have people, who are going through some marriage problems or not conceiving or anything, like even today's world where people believe in Andhashraddha and all, and they want to still ask a question, but they're scared. If I put up this question, people will say, "Acha, tum abhi bhi vishwas karte ho isme? Just shut up," and all that kind of. So then they come to us, and we put up posts on behalf of them without the person's name, and we send the link to that person to follow. So that's how that person can follow all the suggestions or some connections. Somebody needs a lawyer for a divorce, or somebody has a financial issue, etc. and all. So anonymous post is something which really helps people.
Right.
Yes.
And so basically you've created this. So it seems like again and again it's coming back to creating a really safe space for people.
And we want to break the culture of silence. We want more and more women to speak up. If you have an issue, speak up. If you can't, let us know, we will speak for you.
Do you want to give some examples? It'd be helpful. Obviously not mentioning names, but just examples that you've seen.
So yes, there have been a lot of times where, woman has put up a mail to me saying that I'm married 4 months ago and my husband has not had physical relation with me and I found out he's a gay. So imagine a newly wedded bride, she is into that trauma because that the husband is a gay. And how can she go ahead and tell everybody about this? So they approach us, and then that's how we put up a post. And then there are a lot of people who maybe connect them to marriage counselors or to some psychiatrist or a doctor who can check or something as such, or maybe help her understand that if you're short about it, don't waste your time ahead. Take a divorce, be happy, take a break, and you can get married again. I think now we've come into that stage where after analyzing to a certain level that you can't be happy in your marriage, you need to go ahead.
Yeah.
You just can't crib and sit in that marriage itself.
Yeah.
Similarly, if there is somebody who says that I have one kid, but my mother-in-law is forcing me for a second one, I don't want to go ahead. My husband only listens to my mother-in-law, and secretly I've put a property inside me, and I'm feeling guilty. She just wants to rant out. She just wants, she's feeling guilty inside, but she doesn't know where to go. So I'm sorry to, share such topics, but yes, there are such topics which are spoken because there's nobody to judge you, and that's how, you feel I am not on a wrong track, because we don't want anybody to overthink about it and go into depression and then, then go to a last stage as, where they need help.
Cool.
So these are few examples, but then there are lots more issues.
So we'll talk about some of the really good examples where PULA women have helped each other in a bit. But one of the things with a growing platform, I mean, going from 300 to 2 lakh, right, there have got to have been some big challenges along the way, right? Because you don't get to that kind of size without having to deal with challenges. So what were the biggest challenges?
As the group grew, I think the biggest challenge that we face is mapping the mindset, thought process of these larger numbers.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks differently, everybody seeks in our information differently. And we've had challenges where somebody's put up a post and the members not agreed to it, another person who's reading it, and though it's not of her interest, but she will comment saying something that okay, and maybe there have been instances where somebody is abused or something as such. So it gets very difficult to make them understand that there is something called as social etiquettes also. The way you can talk to a person face to face or on a personal chat, you cannot talk in the same on a Facebook group. The entire world is reading it. So there are such problems which take place, but then with gradual time, Facebook has also come up with updating their features. So now we have support, where directly from the comment, because you can't abuse anybody or you can't have a disrespect for somebody. From the comment we can directly block them. We can turn off commenting for the post. We can not approve the post. So there are a lot of good features that Facebook comes up with. So we've also had certain kind of post problems earlier, which now Facebook features helps us.
So tell me something. How many posts do you put up a day?
We don't put up. I mean to say members put up.
Yeah, members put up, but they go through a filtration process. They can't just go directly.
Yeah. So basically, whoever puts up a post, like if you're putting a bazaar post on a Monday, it will not get approved.
Right.
Because the days are Wednesday and Sunday. So on the bazaar days, we have approximate 1,000 posts a day, which gets approved.
Right.
Which is a huge number.
Yeah, that's just posts. That's not the comments on those. If we talk about the comments on those, then we're talking 10,000.
And the other days we have approximately 450 to 500 posts a day.
Right. So, and people post at all times. And I know that I've posted, and it says waiting for approval, and like literally 10 minutes later, it's approved. So how do you manage that?
We have a TAT of 1 hour. Right. Again, one smart thing we did is, as I said, that to be a member of PULA, you need to be living in Pune or lived in Pune. So we have a lot of people who now live across the globe. So when we found out through our data that we have people like 3,000-4,000 in the US and UK, etc. So we found some team members. So we have one from the US, 2 from UK, 1 from Australia. So when we are sleeping, they work. When they are sleeping, we work. So that's how 24/7 the group
there
is.
you go. You think it's outsourcing? We are outsourcing to the rest of the world. I think that's fabulous.
So that's actually helped us because they are also very happy to support, and they are connected to Pune and their own city where they've brought up. So that's
so basically what happens is after a certain time it goes. I put in a post, it goes to them, they'll approve it and they'll get it.
Yeah, so it goes into an inbox. It's like it comes to our post inbox where all the moderators and admins have access to.
Yeah.
So everybody can view it, and we operate via a WhatsApp group. So we have a WhatsApp group for our bazaar team, we have a WhatsApp group for our approval team. So we all update who's available, who's not available, and accordingly, whoever is available is managing the group.
Wow. There's a lot of logistics behind it.
Yes, but then I think we've...
No, I mean it's amazing because, obviously when you're running, it's no different to running a business. It really, it isn't.
So we also have a bazaar head, and we have... I don't know if you're able to match what I'm saying, because these words bazaar and all are basically about our group. It's not a word which relates to an MNC or a hierarchy where you all have an AVP, VP, and etc. We also have the same.
Yeah.
So
community is a very good term for it.
Yes, it is a community.
Within the community, you're doing a
the
lot.
future is a community, and I think it's nothing new. Earlier, also in the olden days, people knew the power of a community. They had these cultural communities, or they built up colonies where people could support each other and seek help when they are in bad times. And I think same thing is gone digitally.
Exactly. And see, my time, you got married because you went to some other wedding and somebody spotted you and just connected.
And now it's So okay, so you've created this. It seems that it is all about trust. It's all about a safe space, and it's all about I'm really enjoying it. I mean, I must have told at least 100 of my friends in Pune, oh my God, you must join PULA. Let's talk a bit about the business angle. That these women, how did you get the idea of? I mean, you said that you saw that online selling was going to become big. How did you encourage these women who were thinking about setting up a business to actually, start the bazaar, and talk a little bit about that, because you've got 4,500 small. They're lifestyle businesses, right? They fit in with their homes. What kinds of things do they make? What kinds of things do they do? Do you want to?
To share a little insight about these entrepreneurs, the women entrepreneurs, when PULA started, that time itself, we had some few hundreds of sellers who were putting up posts, and we realized there is demand for sale.
Yeah.
In fact, I am one of them. When I was in my maternity break, I had nothing to do, so I could start a business if I had such portal.
Yeah.
So that's we realized that there are a lot of women who have breaks in their life. Could be they've got married and now shifted to another city and still looking for a job, or somebody who's on a maternity break, or somebody who's at home because the in-laws are not well or the kids need them. So, but they want to work. They have a passion. So where do they go? Where do they sell? They just can't move out of the house on the roads and sell somewhere.
And they
So
don't
that's-
have that big budget, right?
Exactly.
to be
So
able to.
I think
Yeah.
that is a time when these online communities come in picture, because absolutely with minimum investment you can start a business. And when it started on PULA, when people, because see, we have everything related. We have a platform where people put up posts to sell. We have the audience who buys.
Yeah.
We have the audience who buy and then reviews.
Yeah.
So they've seen success stories, and that's how it inspired a lot more women to start business. I personally know, like I know a baker who was just at home with a small kid, and one day she realized that why not, she was not a baker then of course, but then she had a passion for cooking and baking. So she went to a baking class, she learned the basics of cakes and all. She started promoting on PULA. In fact, for one of our meets, she sponsored those cupcakes. People liked it, they tasted, they ordered, her business grew, and just a few months ago, she got an order for an engagement cake worth 75,000.
Wow.
Wow. That's incredible.
So I think those are the success stories which also help other women realize I can also do it. And the risk level is very minimum. I know of a seller, Alka. She's runs a brand called as Hastakari. She's into those pure cotton wear, kurtas, tops, pants, and etc. She started her business from Vagoli. She has a store, and then she started promoting online, selling. She got a fabulous response. She opened a second store at Phoenix Mall, and now she's going digitally and just opening her website and selling. So there are people. There's this another lady called Brunal Pore. She's also into these cotton wear. The moment she puts up a post, she's understood the market. She studied the market. She's understood that she shouldn't sell higher priced clothing. More like 900, 1,000, 1,200 maximum. The moment she puts up her post, she has at least 500 to 600 likes with a huge number of inquiries. And she's told me that she sells at least minimum 500 pieces a month.
Wow.
So there are these small entrepreneurs who had a very small setup, and they're going on a global platform now.
Yeah. And tell me something, because your audience is typically people from Pune, from middle class backgrounds. A lot of them are housewives. How are their families reacting to it?
I should say happy.
Yeah.
Why
Well,
not?
we'd hope they would be, but
See, it's a mixed bag. Of course, when we approve members, we don't see how the family background is or what their thought process is. But then when a woman gets inspired to start a business, she may face problems at home, because in case if the family is very orthodox, they may say, no, हमारे घर की लड़की काम कैसे कर सकती है? But there are people who've broken those stereotype thinking, and they have gone ahead that, okay, I'm just working from home, I'm not going anywhere, what's the problem in it? And they have been successful.
and then you've also got the platform to be able to say, I'm going through this, please help me.
Exactly. So,
So-
we've also read stories on PULA where people have mentioned about their success stories, where it's helped to change the mindset of the in-laws at home or their parents,
Yeah.
who've allowed them to work and go ahead. And definitely they get a tag of an entrepreneur, and when they see such amazing reviews for them, they see when they meet in some public forum and say, oh, आपकी बेटी तो बहुत अच्छा कुछ कर रही है. When such good appreciation come, that's what they feel proud. So this does take place. It may take time, but then yes, we have seen a positive way.
Okay, that's brilliant. Couple more questions for you before I ask you to share some of those really amazing stories. What would you say if you could go back in time and change something? What would you change?
I think we've done fantastically, and I don't think I should change anything, because what we are doing is something which does not have any studies in colleges. We've learned from our experiences, we've learned through making mistakes. So even if I had to change, I mean to say it's still going to be where we make mistakes.
So you still have that philosophy of let's just try something, make a mistake.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I somehow feel blessed because this platform, PULA, has opened avenues for a lot of people. So definitely there's nothing that we've done wrong. In fact, I am such kind of person. In fact, I have support at home. I have a very good team where we all brainstorm on every decision that we need to take before we enroll it. We understand a lot of pros and cons and how it's going to be seeped in by the audience. So that's how we understand, and then we take the step. Just to share something over here for this. On the second anniversary of PULA, we had a very big fraud on our platform. So where you all have heard, oh wow, PULA, I should share something which went wrong also.
That's brilliant.
There was this one lady who made a profile, a Facebook profile, and the profile was amazing. A very handsome husband, a very beautiful small kid, and a lot of posts, etc. And after around 6-7 months, she got added to PULA. She put up a post that she's selling some Pakistani kurtis and sets. They are all worth 4,000-5,000, but she was selling for some 1,200-1,300. So a lot of women fell for it. So people started ordering, and few ordered 4, some 10, somebody ordered 2. After a couple of days, say a week or two, somebody put up a post saying that I have ordered clothes from this lady, but her WhatsApp is, it's switched off, her phones are switched off, she's no more responding on Messenger, and I'm worried. On that post, a few women more commented that even me too. And then there are more posts which came up. So PULA has a policy that because we are not an e-commerce platform as such, we are not responsible for any deals gone wrong. We are just a mediator where we are helping buyers connect with sellers, etc. But that made me realize that this is something huge. It's something big. And I asked all those buyers to contact me on WhatsApp, and I made a WhatsApp group. And I realized there were 22 such people, and the total amount was coming to 62,000. So I was like, this is a big thing. I mean to say, we shouldn't just ignore it. So we got in touch with the, we found out the entire way how the fraud was conducted, where these all people transferred money to a Paytm account, from a Paytm account to a bank account, and from the bank account she withdrew money, etc. as such. So this was an entire trend which she followed. We got support where the Paytm department gave us the bank details, where from the bank we found out the address and all. There was another lady who said that she had a brother in the police who could support us tracking the mobile and all. So I actually felt a detective in that 1 week. I was like literally sleepless finding out, and I had an entire, chart paper as how, what, where it went. But then I wanted to crack it. I just wanted to get hold of that because nobody can misuse the platform. I mean, so they need to realize that we are there as gatekeepers. We will not allow any such thing to happen. Finally, we got hold of her. She was not coming on the phone, so her sister came, and then of course using all tactics, giving dhamki, मैं police station के बाहर हूँ, मैं अभी आपका report कर रही हूँ, and they were from good family. So we got to know that the lady, the one who did this, she liked to play the role of a con. So from school she's been doing this, where she flipped some pencils or something, then where she grew she did some other kind of stuff. So that's how I think she had some mental thing, And finally we caught her. We told the sister that आप transfer कर दो अभी, नहीं तो फिर मैं जा रही हूँ police station. And they were from very good family. Parents who settled in Mumbai. Everything was nice. She assured me that within 24 hours she'll transfer all the money. Finally we got the money. I transferred to all those 22 people. Wow. And we won that thing, where we found. So there was one fraud which took place, but then that made me realize it's very important to filter the sellers. I mean to say, to create a trust between the seller and the buyer also. Yeah. So a buyer should be rest assured that the person that I'm looking on Facebook, on PULA, is a real person, is not a fake profile, is somebody who will deliver my things and not run away with money. So now how to do that? So we built a website, and on our website we got something called as a verified seller. We asked people to enroll. If you want to sell on PULA, you need to become a verified seller. You get digital ID cards. We give you space on the directory of our website, and then you can put posts on PULA. So we of course had charges for the same, and very minimal charges, so that everybody can afford it.
Which is?
Which is 1,000 rupees lifetime.
I mean, that's like nothing, right?
I should have done annually now.
Yeah. That's what I said to her. I said she needs to come to TiE and we'll help her think about this. But just remember this.
A lot of groups do annually.
Yeah, no, we should, and we'll come to you guys in a minute actually.
So that's how it started, and in fact there were a very small number of people who were not happy with me charging them, but they did not understand the essence and the importance of us doing it. We were very sure that what we're doing is not wrong, because it's about not letting such incidents happen. So after that, of course, where we collected the documents, we had to verify. We have a team who verifies everything. At the back end, the ID card is created. It's mailed. If there's some discrepancy, again they've called or messaged or mailed to take back the details. So it's a good process. And now, as I said, we have around 4,453 sellers, registered sellers.
Yeah.
I never ever thought that we would have such large numbers. I thought कि 1200-1300 होंगे, उससे ज़्यादा कितना होगा? But then now we realize that the numbers are huge, and in fact people are getting inspired to become sellers, verified sellers, to promote on PULA, because it's a safe platform.
So at the moment, PULA is obviously PULA itself on Facebook is a free platform, and you have volunteers that help there. But you made a decision, was it last year,
Last year.
to set up a company, but you're running it as a social enterprise.
So when I have to collect money, I just cannot collect money on my name. I need to have a company. I need to have everything legal. So I first got in touch with a CA and a lawyer, and I understood as how I need to go ahead. So they told me, form a company, create a current account, get your GST numbers. Our logo was sent for trademark and registration. So we got everything done in process, then to take money, because we have to issue receipts.
Yeah.
There are a lot of groups who just take money on their name and don't issue receipts. So that is not a right way.
Right.
So again, to build the platform, the website, it needs to have a company, because we were giving space for the directory. We made a personalized Pune directory for them. So everything is actually linked, because when you want to do something new, you have to first. I never ever thought I'd be an entrepreneur, very honestly. I think that's the most riskiest thing. I'm a person who don't like tension. I love living a simple life. That's how, even as you'll understood, I went for a teacher's job, bas jao, aao, aish karo kind of. My husband was earning. He said, I'll manage the family financially, don't worry. And I am in a social entrepreneur now, where I have to take a decision every day about something or the other. And see, I'm still getting goosebumps when I talk about it, because I never ever imagined that I'll be at that level.
Well, you've got a new family now as TiE, who are going to be here to support you for sure. That's brilliant. Okay, I know that there's going to be lots of questions. I just want to ask you probably 3 more very quick questions. The first is, what next for PULA?
I don't like to make long-term visions.
Sure.
I really more believe into shorter ones, because understanding the need of the group is where we come up with something. So like we came up with this directory where people wanted everything available, people wanted the verified seller things. There is something actually we are planning which we're going to launch this year, July. I honestly can't open it because it's a surprise.
Okay.
But we are working again for our entrepreneurs, giving them more space in a better way.
Okay.
Some way, and definitely want to support more and more women in their personal life, help them connect with all the mediums. As I was just telling you about what my dream is.
Yes. Well, we're going to come on to that. So then it's what next for Sonia, because you've done
Sonia
this
dreams about having a place,
a physical place.
a physical place where a woman walks in with her problem and walks out with a solution. She may have a problem about something related to a gynaec, something to a lawyer, somebody to a psychiatrist, somebody to a child specialist, somebody to a career counselor, basically somebody who gives support in terms of suggestions. So there are people who are scared to ask. They're scared to seek help. They don't know if it's right or wrong, should they not. So even if you have that thought, just come. You can talk to whatever your channel is, get that thing, and then of course, then if you want to take it up ahead, whatever the charges are, etc., that can be done personally. But here, at the first level itself, I want to help people to come to that such house where you just walk in with your tension, but you go out without it.
Yeah.
So that is something that
I think you may probably sit there thinking, what about us? We need the same kind of place.
We are thinking of Ragma now.
Sorry?
Us, we are thinking of Puma now.
You're thinking about
Probably Satish can start Puma.
No. I think I'm just too busy with them unless we have to go separate.
I have a suggestion.
By the way, it's my
Create a
recent
gate into PULA for men.
Sorry, say again?
I have a suggestion for a very nice gate into PULA for men. I will speak about it.
Okay. Lastly, you have been recognized now on several platforms. I mean, Facebook flew you to the US to get an award.
Germany.
To Germany to get an award for one of the most successful Facebook groups. So I think that deserves
Correct. It was no award. Basically,
But
yeah,
it was recognition.
It was recognition.
Recognition.
So Facebook invested $10 million into a project called as Community Leadership Circles, because even they realize the power of a community, and I think they realize how high the engagement is, and that's how they elected or selected, after a couple of interviews, 103 leads across the globe. So I was the one to represent Pune, and the interview took place, and it was a web interview. I got a mail after a week that you've been selected, and I was just, enjoying that glory of, achievement. And in the 2 days, I get a mail that you have to present Pune at Berlin in the global meet. I was choked. I was like, really, is this true? Because I had not finished enjoying that moment, because I think this is what any Facebook founder or Facebook group founders, etc., would want, is recognition. I think that's what they want. I think no monetary money can satisfy their happiness. Here it's more about the way you achieve, the way you're recognized, what you've been awarded. I think that's what actually gives us
it's why you to keep going on and that. But that's amazing. But you're not only recognised by Facebook, you've also been recognised by the Maharashtra government.
So there is this NGO who drives this message of using biodegradable sanitary napkins. So they had this meet last year at Delhi, where Menka Gandhi was present, and they made me the ambassador of Maharashtra to promote the same. So that was also a very great achievement. I would in fact take this opportunity just to say that I've been very blessed in my life. I'm a very strong believer of karma. So I've actually lived it. That you do good, you get it back, and that's what I want to spread across. That I think in today's world, there's a small thing again which I promote is breaking the culture of silence. So I tell people that if you have any issues, you don't know anybody, there are people who are scared. Today you have a group of friends of 10, you have a problem you're going through, but you don't know who to trust. You're scared, if I tell one, she may go and tell the other 9. So be that trust, be that person where you can listen. You will not judge her, you will not spread that around, but you'll just listen to her. So I think this is few things as humans that we should do in today's world, is just be that trust for the opposite person.
Absolutely, and it's so needed. And if you look at all the big brands today, especially the FMCG brands, all of their advertising is all about social causes, about creating community, about so it's absolutely there. And Facebook, I think, therefore, is at the forefront, and PULA is at the forefront of that. So Sonia, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for inviting.
An amazing conversation. First of all, let's just give a round of applause. I'm sure there are questions. I'm sure there are questions from the audience. Can we have hands up? I'll start with a lady, and then I'll move to a man. Yeah. Do you want? Could you stand up and speak?
Sure. Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
Do you have plans for replicating your model to Delhi, to Bombay? I mean, you have a lot of experience, and I'm sure that people all over the world actually would be happy to have the model that you developed.
So the model that we've developed is honestly again not a very new model. As I said earlier also, having a Facebook group is common. I don't have that bandwidth all the time to start in another city, and I think the person who lives in that city can do absolute justice to having such a platform. But so we have helped a lot of other people who've approached us, like they wanted to start Aurangabad ladies, Nasik ladies, they've started Trivandrum ladies, Bangalore ladies. They approached us, can you support us? And I sat and I helped them understand the entire model so they can take it ahead.
Okay.
So yeah, I do community building one-on-one sessions also. Even in Pune, there have been a lot of more Facebook groups who approached me to how they can increase the engagements and memberships etc. for the groups. So I support them with the same. So I'm open to, if anybody who wants to do it in their city, please connect it to me. I'll be glad to help her.
I'll help you with the Tel Aviv chapter.
Oh wow, okay. That would be great. Aha, so now I realise who you are. Can I get you to stand up for a second? Yeah, Anat is is basically head of TiE in Israel. So we're lovely to have you with us. Thank you for coming. Okay, so
Yes, sir.
Well, I'd written a mail to you, and now it's kind of ties up with what we discussed. It's more for your role as an ambassador that I wrote that mail about banana fiber disposable sanitary napkins, which Pune actually gave an award to a group who produced that social innovator. So I wondered, you have almost 5,000 now entrepreneurs. So if you can buy the technology from those social innovator groups, and then you can IP charge or whatever. I mean, that's a new model that you could work out. That the your social innovators or entrepreneurs could take up different aspects of it: production, marketing, sales, and a whole lot. I mean, you could really create that as a role model. But just before that, I must tell you, I really appreciate your spirit of Pune. Pune's DNA is community service. That's what you asked me. Can you do it? Replicate? Yes, it's not easy. But Pune has that spirit of community. I think that's it.
Thank you.
Pune's DNA.
In fact, thank you for your mail, sir, because when I read about it, in fact, even I did not have the knowledge about,
So sorry, just to interrupt, in case you couldn't hear, there's an organisation in Pune that's come up with a sanitary pad that's made from banana fibres, and so Anand, who's one of our dear and esteemed members, wrote an email to Sonia to say, is this something that PULA could take up?
So when I got the mail, of course, it opened another opportunity where we could work for the same. Though it's not like where we can do it immediately, because I need to again understand the entire process, and it's not something that we do. So definitely, but it did make me realize that it's a wonderful thing, because as sir, I just spoke to him outside also, that the banana fiber is going waste and it can be utilized to make sanitary pads. So it's a wonderful thing. I will definitely look towards it and read more about it and get more connections where we can take it up collectively to do something about it. Because recently, in fact, PULA also started an initiative called as Pagar Pe Pad. We want to promote the lower classes not get problems and allergies and diseases due to using cloth and the other stuff during their menstruation. So that's how we promoting that. आप जब पगार देते हो उसके साथ एक packet pad भी दीजिए. As simple as that.
This was basically for rural women hygiene, actually.
Yes. So even the maids at our home, like even the cook, or even the person who comes to pick the dustbins or something, anybody. I mean, you say even if with that salary, if you just give a packet of pad along, I think we can afford it. It's not that they can't. It's just that they don't want to. So you're making easier for them, because 40-50 rupees for you will not be a problem, but for them they will start using something more hygienic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a question for Sonia. I've been in a group for quite some time now, and basically, it's just men folk, you're missing a lot. It's been amazing to be at. I'm getting goosebumps now, and it's been amazing to be on PULA. and it's helped quite a lot of people. Rather, she's not been able to sum up her journey in just this much of time. Of recently, I read one of like she's rescued someone from Sangli.
Okay, so actually, I'm really glad you brought that up because there's two stories: the Sandy one and the milk one.
Yeah,
I
this
think you
lady, she just said that she's run away from her in-laws or something, and there's someone from the PULA group who got in touch with, like she spread this news and she was rescued back home.
Wonderful.
So do you want to explain the whole story? We'll get her to
Yeah, she
explain
did
it.
the
Thank
whole
you.
story.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Thank you. It's been amazing to be
I think
here.
PULA is an emotion now for us.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yeah.
So
I
emotions.
just want to add to that. I mean, I was going to come up with that story because that's when you start realizing that this is not virtual anymore and it's a real thing. You know, it's
Yeah.
alive and PULA is alive, so it's not really virtual anymore.
Yeah, there's lots of things happening. In the day, like we miss PULA. We don't miss PULA. We
Yeah, we scroll. But thank you for bringing that up. There's those two stories. If you could
Very
just share
quickly,
them.
I would like to share the power of Facebook
Yes.
community, where we are not doing anything but how you connect people and how things get resolved in life. There was a post around morning 2ish something. This lady wrote that her husband was hitting her, and she lived at the outskirts of Satara, not Sangli, Satara, and she absolutely had no idea what to do. So she ran away from her home and she went and hid in the fields. From there, she's putting up this post on PULA that I am being hit by my husband. I couldn't take it anymore, so I ran away from home. I just have my mobile phone in the hand, and I don't know what to do. Luckily, there was somebody awake who had connections in the police. So she called out the Pune police. The Pune police called out the Satara police. They went and rescued her from the fields, made her sit in a bus, got to Pune, and handed over to her parents early in the morning. So, I mean, to say somebody who's hiding in the fields in one of the remote areas could be rescued because of that post. There are instances, which actually get goosebumps to your body, realizing there was this member of PULA, a lady, a young mother. She had a kid of 10-month-old. She was traveling in a train from Pune to Kota in Rajasthan, and the train did not have a pantry, I think Duranto or something, and the milk in the bottle for the kid had curdled, the doodh pad gaya tha. And it was around 8 o'clock, 8:30, and she absolutely had no support. The kid was crying, and she put up a post on PULA saying that I'm in a train, I have a 10-month-old baby, the milk has curdled, the next station to arrive is Surat around 10 o'clock, and I absolutely am helpless, I don't know what to do. Those words like mother, bacha, doodh is like so emotional that everybody were just like on their toes कि अब हम यहाँ पूना में बैठ के क्या support कर सकते हैं, or people around the world wherever they are, how could they support somebody? So people were just trying to tag someone, do you have any connections or something? So one woman said, why don't you tweet to the railways? So that lady said, I don't know how to tweet and all. So she said, okay, I'll do it for you, let's try, you never know. Then one lady came up after some 15 minutes and said that I have a brother who's in Surat. Let me see if he's around the station and he can reach there in time. Now everybody's praying कुछ तो हो जाए वो बच्चे को दूध कैसे तो भी मिल जाए. Because अगर स्टेशन भी आएगा तो वहाँ क्या गारंटी ना कि आपको वो बच्चे को पिलाने लायक दूध अवेलेबल होगा. अब जब ये स्टेशन आया एंड जब ट्रेन रुकी स्टेशन पे, वहाँ एक नहीं 2 जन थे दूध के साथ. The railways are the brother. So I think these are those kind of small incidents, but which make you believe in the power of community because people are there to help you nowadays. Another lady put up a post that my in-laws are traveling in train and the train is going to arrive at Bhusawal. My father-in-law forgot his medicines which were heart related. So we are very scared because it's very important for him to take those medicines on time. So a lady said, my parents live in Bhusawal, you just message me the prescription and it will be delivered. So that lady messaged the prescription, the bogie number, seat number. जब ट्रेन आई उनके हाथों में मेडिसिन पहुंचाई गई थी. To the extent that nowadays when people find passports or PAN cards or Aadhaar cards, people have stopped going to the police. They put it up on PULA. Because and that's how actually I think 90% of the time or 99% of the time, even credit cards, debit cards, everything we've been delivered. Lost shopping bags. कोई shopping bag rickshaw में भूल गया है. The next passenger when they're sitting, they're like, okay, I'm sitting from Sihangar, Sun City, and somebody must have got down here and has forgotten the shopping bag. So now everybody's tagging somebody who lives in that area. have you forgotten your shopping bag in the rickshaw? And we've delivered it. So I think that's how.
That is the power of PULA.
And last one, but because this is very strange, a woman saw a bird in a balcony, and it's a beautiful parrot. So she was staring, and she realized that the parrot has a ring on her leg. So she understood it's a pet bird. And I'm sure the pet kahin se wo bird ud gaya hoga. She clicks a picture and puts up on PULA. And people are like, oh, so after some time, somebody's like, I have seen this bird, okay, it's my friend's bird, etc. And that friend then comes and takes the bird from the balcony and goes back to her house. So those are the lovely stories, that we've had and which has helped so many people. I think nowadays anything and everything happens, you just put it up on PULA because they know solution to milna hi hai.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions? We've probably got time for maybe one or two more. So yeah.
So you mentioned about this having around 5,000 entrepreneurs who are selling on the platform like PULA. I am sure these are like really small entrepreneurs, like
Mixed bag.
Yeah, mixed bag, or maybe small entrepreneurs like they are making cakes at home. How do you manage as a PULA to help them around the logistics, like delivering these items to the home, or do the entrepreneurs themselves take care of that?
As of now, they take care of their logistics. We do not get into that. But whenever we have some brand approaching us that we are a startup or a new, like for example, for cake, there is a company called as Bulb and Tea. So they approach, and then that's how, if they're saying they're giving special offers or something, like a free delivery between this kilometer or something like. Sorry, recently done so, the app which does deliveries, they approached us. So basically, we always tell them if there is something different that you can give our members, in terms where they can benefit, then we will associate. So that's how our association takes place with a lot of brands where they are ready to help our entrepreneurs, support them, and make it easier for them. So that's definitely one thing that takes place. As of now, we don't have logistics, but soon, yes, we will come up.
I would expect.
As I just said, that there's something surprise coming up. So.
Last question. We're going to have to do the others after the session, if that's okay.
So with the women empowerment, there's another problem that is there in India. A lot of people just don't let their kids get born. They kill their female versions of the kids in the homes. So is PULA creating any kind of awareness around that, or do you have plans to do that?
See, there are a lot of such social issues still happening in India. It's not that it's only happening in Pune, it's across India as such. We very honestly have not done anything specific towards it. But yes, if there is a need, if there is something that we see specific in Pune, because see, we are physically present here. So if there's somebody that they say that we want the support, because we have large numbers. If there's a company or who has a CSR activity or an NGO who says that our motive is to go to different rural areas and train them and spread the awareness on not killing children or etc., we would definitely do that. But as PULA, no, we can't.
All right, at that point, I would love to go on and on and on, and I'm sure you'd be very happy to listen, but we really
Can I just add one last thing?
Yes.
What actually we've missed in this is PULA also does a lot of offline activities. So we do a lot of meets for our members, and it could be based on different themes. That's also why one of the reasons why PULA is doing so well, because we, apart from the virtual world, we're trying to connect them in a real world also. So maybe a themed party where we just want the woman to come out and have fun, no kids, no husband, no tension. बस enjoy करो या फिर कोई workshop हो कोई topic पे maybe entrepreneurs or whatever picnic, family meets, kids, etc. So we do a lot of such offline meets also.
And you do the PULA Bazaar.
Yeah, so another thing that we've given a platform to our entrepreneurs is we've started the PULA Bazaar Live, which is like an offline event which we have twice a year on a large scale, and we've started with the PULA Bazaar pop-up, which is a smaller version of 40 stalls which is coming before Raksha Bandhan. So we have around 120, 130 stalls which have live bands, live food counters, kids play area, all these people selling their stuff, and there's like a family get together, like how your companies have annual events. I think that's how we do, because people look forward to be there. You get to meet people in real, your products get a face value, who's selling it behind on the platform. So it's a very, very successful thing that's happened.
Great. All right, Sonia, thank you so much. Really appreciate you taking the time out. Please give her
yours.
Good evening. Most of the time, if somebody else comes here and says, I'm very happy that I can sit and listen, today I asked for 2 minutes myself. And thank you very much for all that. Couple of comments, one argument with you. Last 24 hours, let me sort of share my perspective here. Goosebumps is not only women's privilege. Last 24 hours, if I can say dedicated to women, yesterday when I reached home after work, I saw a mail from Annette Bernstein, our Thai Israel president, and I opened up and I said, wow, she's here. Wonderful. Tomorrow we have Sonia coming in. So I said, Annette, come on down. And I said, well, if you're here for just 2 days, breakfast, lunch, evening, she said, I'll come for evening, wonderful. So it started from there. Today afternoon, in Thai, I got a mail about 3-4 days back from a PhD in stem cells, Vandana, her name. And so she said, look, here's a PhD, I want to do this technology startup and all that, and how can you help me? Now, in Thai we get a lot of mails and it's kind of sometimes difficult to figure out, so I was encouraged and I met her today afternoon. And we said we will try and figure it out with Indian Institute of Science and blah blah blah, all this technology to try and make sure that there's a woman entrepreneur in future technology that if I can help out. So that's another lady. And then this session, Annette coming in. So last 24 hours have been wonderful, very very good. Very important, some of my colleagues from TiE are here, and we as an organization, TiE, is often seen as a technology, IT-centric, entrepreneurial group. And I have been often told by my colleagues that not only is TiE that centric, which TiE actually honestly is not, because there are a lot of non-IT entrepreneurs. But many of my charter members think that you always think of this technology, and it's like the stem cells or the technology or the wireless. And our past, president before me, we were traveling once from Mumbai to Pune, and 3 hours is a good time to brainstorm. And he said, "यार तुम सब बहुत ऊंची ग्लोबल कंपनी की बात करते हो टाइम." तो मैंने कहा ऐसी बात नहीं है, छोटी कंपनी की भी बात करते हैं. So I'm sorry, Annette, for a little.
मेरा हिंदी नहीं अच्छा है.
So I said, no, we will do that. And this thought started coming in that we should help lifestyle businesses. And over a period when Ramesh mentioned the whole purpose of an enterprise is to create a job. One of my previous bosses used to say, whole purpose of an enterprise is to create a customer. Yes, you have to create a customer, but more important is to create a job. I'll share with you here, if a unicorn comes out of Pune, I'm happy. If it doesn't come, I don't care. But if there are 10,000 businesses that create 5 jobs each, that'll be the best day for our life. And if those businesses come from women, we would be happier than ever before, and I think you started the soul for it. Couple of interesting things about it. We always talk about the strategy and 3-year, and we sometimes make things very complicated. And what she has shown is, don't make it complicated. Do step at a time when things happen, and it's very important to do that. So we want to sort of share with you on behalf of TiE. We will work with you to make sure that PULA is successful, where we can help, because I think we can help out in entrepreneurship, and I think it's very important that we help you out. And this kind of a community is very, very important. Only way is, here is my argument with you. Suppose tomorrow I put in an application, I'll be rejected because my sex is male, right? Put it in the inbox and say, is this guy worth help in PULA? And if it is, some of us are not that bad men, we can help you out. Create a separate box.
So you
Thank
have
you.
females working in TiE,
Yeah, we
so
have.
they can be members and support.
अरे हमको भी लेना। So we have actually charter members, regular members. We, my young friend Punima. We have a lot of wonderful women entrepreneurs. I think this is very important that, I grew up in North India. Though I'm a Maharashtrian, grew up in North India, I can see the difference. Pune is where it is today because women literacy came to this city about 150 years before elsewhere. And it makes a big difference. Whether we like it or not, women have to be educated. That's the only time when they can even think of fighting against the system, which has unfortunately been against that. So it is very important. And somebody asked, Annette asked, can we take it outside? And I think some of these problems are national, regional, pan-regional, and international. And I think what you've done is awesome. I'm very happy that last 24 hours have been good with women for me. It's just my wife might complain that she goes late, but I can handle that. So thank you very much, and thank you all. Those of you who are not TiE members, first make sure that you are women register with PULA and you pass the entrance test, and do become member of TiE also. Thank you very much.
Thank you.